guys, welcome to the second video in my Another BookTuber Picks My Book Haul video series. So I started this the other month where I basically did a book haul swap with Chelsea from Chelsea Darling Reads. We set a budget, we both sent each other some books, and I did an unboxing video sharing with you the books that Chelsea picked for me, and I had so much fun. It was so much fun picking books for a BookTuber I love, having books picked for me by a BookTuber I loved, unboxing a surprise package of books that had been specifically chosen for me, as well as just getting to rave about one of my fave BookTubers. So I'm back to do another one of those videos because you guys seem to enjoy it and I enjoyed it, so why wouldn't I? And in this video I have done a swap with Kathy Trythart. Now Kathy is another one of my favourite BookTubers, and that is 50% of the reason that I wanted to do these videos, and that is to shout about booktubers I love and hopefully give you guys a recommendation of a channel you haven't checked out before. So in today's video it's all about Kathy, because Kathy sent me what is ever in this exciting parcel. Yes, I have opened it just to double check that it was the right parcel, and she is one of my favourite booktubers. Now Kathy is a Canadian booktuber who is one of the co-founders of the Queer Lit Readathon. You've probably heard me mention the Queer Lit Readathon before. It's probably the only readathon I have participated in 2 years consecutively because it's one of my favourite readathons. It's so much fun. It's all about promoting queer LGBTQ+ literature, reading LGBTQ+ literature, and during the readathon I always get so many recommendations for more LGBTQ+ literature to read, as well as, you know, making my way through some of my back catalogue. Naturally, because Kathy is one of the founders of this readathon, I also get a ton of amazing queer book recommendations from her channel. She is always highlighting LGBTQ+ literature that I hadn't necessarily heard of before, whether it be contemporary, adult, YA, fantasy. Kathy reads such a wide array of genres, and because of that I know I'm going to find awesome queer books and non-queer books in so many different genres whilst watching her videos. I've also had the pleasure of making friends with her online, chatting to her and buddy reading with her, which has been so much fun. She's such an intelligent person, as well as somebody that always comes across as incredibly considerate and thoughtful in her videos and when I'm chatting with her. Aside from the Queer Lit, you will find a diverse array of authors and characters represented in the books she reads, and she also reviews the television and films she has watched in her weekly entertainment wrap-ups, which I think is a lot of fun because I too love myself a TV show, so I always like to get new recommendations. But without further ado, let's get into this parcel. It's from the Book Depository. Okay, so I'm just going to draw one of the two books out first and we'll see what it is. Oh, a bookmark came out as well. Okay, so the first book in this parcel is Fix Her Up by Tessa Bailey. So you might have seen recently I did a video actually after I'd already organised this swap with Kathy about books I was considering buying. Should I buy these books essentially? And this was one of those books because I have been so intrigued by this. I've been seeing it all over the internet, like everyone is talking about this book, especially people who read contemporary adult romances, which is a genre I am currently in the process of exploring. It's not one I'm an expert in or have read very much in, but I'm trying to dip my toes into it, and because I'd heard such great things about Tessa Bailey as an author and her latest release, this one was, you know, high up on my priority list. It sounds like a cute rom-com about a young woman whose day job is as a clown, and she doesn't think that people perceive her as being particularly sexy, and she wants to change that image because she's sick of being single. So she decides to fake date her brother's friend who she fancies, with his consent obviously. This guy was a football player who sort of had to quit that career because of an injury, and I'm pretty sure they end up finding love between one another rather than it just being all for show. Sounds super cute, and I have actually heard such good reviews for this, so what a fantastic pick. Oh, so pleased already. Very excited. I'm going to read this ASAP. Okay, and then the second book. It's very exciting. Ooh, what is this? I don't recognise this one, but the cover is very cool. This is The Cottingley Secret, a novel by Hazel Gaynor. I'm really into this cover. It looks historical. Yes, okay. Oh, actually, it's set over two time periods. It's set over 1917 and present day. So the sort of introductory sentence here that try and draw you in, says, I said my story had many beginnings, and the day the camera arrived was one of them. After all, without the camera, there wouldn't have been any photographs. Without the camera, I wouldn't have a story to tell. 1917, in a world torn apart by war, Frances Griffiths arrives in Cottingley, England, where her cousin Elsie Wright becomes her friend and playmate. But Frances soon discovers other, secret friends. When the cousins claim to have photographed real fairies at the bottom of the garden, their parents are sceptical, but then the photos come to the attention of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, who declares them a marvel and entirely authentic. The Cottingley fairies and their girls become a national sensation, afraid to tell the truth. Frances and Elsie will keep their secret for decades. So I think this is based on a true story. It's either based on a true story or inspired by a true story, because I have heard of this before, like these photographs that were taken by these girls in the 20th century of what were supposed to be fairies, but I've never read a book about it, and this seems like a novelised version of that. We then have the present day timeline when Olivia Kavanagh inherits her grandfather's bookshop in a small Irish harbour town. She discovers far more than dusty old books, a forgotten manuscript telling an enchanting story of a nation gripped by fairy fever, and a hauntingly familiar photograph stirs painful memories of the past. Olivia begins to understand how Frances's story intertwines with hers, connecting past to present, often blurring what is real and what is imagined along the way. Little girls might easily believe in fairies, but can Olivia believe in herself? This sounds like such an interesting combination of things. We have that sort of like historical setting, the reference to that true story. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle is mentioned on the back, and as I'm sure everybody, including Kathy, knows, I love Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. And then, it sounds quite mysterious. Ooh, yes, okay. I'm very excited for that. I mean, I'm very excited for both of these. Thank you so much, Kathy. These look so much fun, so well chosen. I would love to hear from any of you if you have read either of these books. What did you think of them? Are you interested in reading either of these books? And don't forget to go and check Kathy's channel out, because she too will be sharing the books that I sent her. So if you're interested in seeing what books that I specifically picked out for Kathy, then you can stay tuned to her channel and find that out. I'd also love to hear from you if you have any recommendations for amazing channels that recommend queer literature, because that's something I'm always on the hunt for. But until next time, happy reading, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye guys!